Hello, this slide shows an introduction to English 100 University Writing Strategies at Capilano University. Welcome to the course. My name is Brian Ganner. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm the instructor for this section of English 100 this term. Capilano University acknowledges with respect the Lillooet, Musqueam, Sechelt, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh peoples on whose territories our campuses are located. The aim of this slideshow is to get you started in the class and really to get you oriented. The slideshow will really answer two big questions. What is university writing strategies? And what is this thing called writing with AI? AI, of course, is short for artificial intelligence. First of all, you'll find this course basically is not very different than any of the other sections of English 100 around the campus. It deals with what I call the three A's, argumentative writing, analytical thinking, and an academic context. What's argumentative writing? Usually when we think of argumentative writing, we might think of beef or back and forth or even combative discussions. But argumentative writing in an academic context is a little bit different. It's taking a position, it's developing a thesis, and it's supporting claims with research. So that's what this class is about when it comes to argumentative writing. Analytical thinking. Analytical thinking is one of the two main processes of critical thinking. Analysis and synthesis. Synthesis is putting things together, putting ideas together that don't seem connected. Analysis is maybe just the opposite. It's breaking them down into their basic parts in order to take them apart and see how they work. And that's really what all analysis does. The last A, academic context. Of course, academic writing, as we all know, is a little bit more formal than everyday casual writing or texting, a letter you might write to a person, a text you might send. So learning academic context is all about some of the norms of academic writing and research, how to include sources in your paper, how to document your sources, and how to make sure those sources are credible when they do get introduced into your writing. So maybe a good place to start for our general orientation into the class is just really simply defining the term artificial intelligence or AI. We all have lots of examples of what we might call narrow AI. And that's when AI is built into already existing software, apps, or programs. Those of us who use Microsoft Word to write a paper know that Microsoft Word has some narrow AI built into it. It helps us figure out spelling errors and grammar errors. So in this class, when we talk about AI, we'll talk about that, but we'll also probably be talking more about general AI, not narrow, but general AI. And general AI is really what we talk about. Sometimes people these days use the term generative AI to indicate what we're talking about. And that's the use of technology to imitate the general creative and communicative powers of humans across the boards, and in some ways to make machines and computers more sentient or more like humans or more communicative like humans. That's generative or general AI. So this course, a big part of it will be just exploring the intersection between AI and writing, because this is, after all, still a writing class. And since I've mentioned writing, let me skip to my image over here. This is a picture of me, and of course this isn't a real picture. It's an AI enhanced image of me using a filter for the Studio Ghibli animation, the Japanese animation studio, to make it look like I was drawn by them. So a lot of us, I bring it up because it's a good reference point. A lot of us, even if we're totally unfamiliar with AI and we're not computer programmers, probably have come across discussions or examples in our web browsing of image-based AI generated images. So we won't be talking a whole lot in this class about AI image generators to make pictures or videos or deep fakes or anything like that. It's something we'll talk about from time to time. But our main focus will be on apps that generate writing and that can generate and help us and assist us in writing and academic research. So we're more interested in the writing apps. And last thing to say, and maybe point out, is that you've already heard me use the phrase generative AI. And we'll talk about that term a lot and maybe a little bit more about what it means in week 1 and week 2. But just to say right up front, generative AI is very different than AI generated assignments. So AI generated assignments are independently made by AI and then submitted by you. So that's very different from what we'll be doing in this class. You'll hear me use the term AI assisted when I talk about writing or research. So AI assisted means a component of the assignment was done with the help of AI assistance. We won't be doing any assignments in this class. They'll be AI generated. That means you didn't do any work and had AI just print out a response. So I can't speak for all of your instructors, but by and large at university, by this point, you probably know already from your high school experience that submitting AI generated assignments is a violation of the university's academic integrity policies. So to be clear, in this class, we'll be doing some assignments that are meant to be human written and some that'll be done using AI assistance. So our shorthand in this class will be a couple of emojis that'll be important to you when you read through assignments or the course calendar. When an assignment is meant to be entirely written by you, the person, with no assistance from AI, you'll see a little emoji of a human face. But when you see a little emoji instead of a bot or a robot, that means that assignment requires some sort of AI assistance, or at least referring to AI as you carry out the assignment. So in this course, we're not going to be kind of romanticizing AI as a solution to our problems or challenges on the planet. As we all know from a lot of the contemporary conversations around AI, there are a lot of ethical considerations about whether we should use AI, how it relates to sustainability and the immense computing power, and it relates to sustainability on the planet, the energy it draws, and where it draws that energy from. We'll also explore a little bit the back history of AI here. Here's a definition from John McCarthy at the top here from Stanford University. What is AI? It's the science, he said, and the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. So you can see that quote's from 1955. So there's a back history of that predates kind of what we know today as ChatGPT, which dates from around 2022. And that back history is this story of scientists trying to teach machines how to learn, how to manage workplaces and do things like that, or even just be computer doctors that can kind of take a symptom and connect it to a cure or a medicine, things like that. But we'll also be looking at AI in pop culture a little bit as well. AI is a subject of so many films these days. Terminator series, Ex Machina is another good film about AI. 2001: A Space Odyssey for film lovers that know that Stanley Kubrick film is about an AI computer that goes up in a spaceship and then tries to kill its crew instead of helping them. We'll also be watching a more recent film called Her, which is about the conundrum of kind of AI companions that we hear a lot today about in the news in the film. A programmer writer kind of begins to develop a relationship and eventually kind of fall in love with the AI operating system in his computer. So we'll be talking about that as well. So in summary, AI in academic writing, what does it mean? It means the research assistance that AI can offer. AI can help summarize articles, generate literature summaries or reviews, and identify relevant sources. Writing enhancement. How can AI improve clarity, coherence, and even style with AI-powered editing suggestions? The ethical considerations around AI. These are super important. Maintaining academic integrity while utilizing AI tools requires careful consideration and thought. And the politics of AI too. AI today is run by private for-profit companies. There's no doubt about it. It lacks transparency and is often very, like a lot of our technologies, I might add, very often unaccountable to its users. That brings us to the end of our slideshow. I hope you feel a little bit more oriented about what we're going to be doing this term. If you still have any questions or concerns, of course, I would expect that you reach out to me. I'm happy to chat with you one-on-one. You can always email me at my email address that's listed here and also on the course outline. You can use our course website or eLearn for crosstalk with other students in the class. It's always a good resource. Or you can always set up an appointment time with me for a conversation in person or over Zoom. So thanks for finishing the slideshow.